President Biden says he supports Israel's right to defend itself, but he's also asked Israel to ensure the protection of innocent civilians. Joining us now is Damian Rance, Chief of Communications and Advocacy at UNICEF. He joins us live from Jerusalem. Good morning.
Good morning, Robin. Good morning, Larry. Thank you for having me.
Has Israel cleared the way, at least for humanitarian aid to get in?
So what we're seeing at the moment in the Gaza Strip is at least 60 children reported killed and many, many more injured, over 300 possibly injured as well. We are trying to get aid into the Gaza Strip at the moment. We have some vehicle convoys approaching the Kerem Shalom crossing, which is the main vehicle and goods entry point into the Gaza Strip. As of half an hour ago, those vehicles still hadn't crossed into the Gaza Strip. So we are calling on Israel, all parties, to help us ensure that humanitarian aid can get to those who need it most. There are many vulnerable people in the Gaza Strip right now, many civilians hurt, injured. We are trying to get medical supplies in there, water treatment supplies as well, fire extinguishers, first aid kits. So the sooner we can get that in there, the better, and we are hoping to do that.
Are you hearing any new details about the possibility of a ceasefire or any possibility of discussions of a ceasefire?
Well, we haven't heard anything about a cessation of hostilities, but that certainly is what we're calling for. I mean, what the Gaza Strip needs right now, more than anything else, is for hostilities to stop, for fighting to stop, so people can get to, or at the very least, a humanitarian pause, so people can look for loved ones that are missing, get to aid stations that do have aid and assistance that they're unable to reach right now because of the bombardment. And so, above all else, that is absolutely what's needed. Thank you, Robin.
What are your thoughts about Hamas launching rockets and housing their headquarters in and among the civilian population?
Well, so Gaza is one of the most densely populated places on Earth. It's roughly 45 kilometers long, 14 kilometers at its widest point. It's 300 square kilometers or thereabouts. And that means there really is nowhere safe for civilians to hide from this bombardment that's taking place. So irrespective of what they're targeting, civilians are being hit right now, and that really is the key issue.
What do you say to people around the globe who want to help with the humanitarian crisis there?
Well, there are plenty of organizations that are lending a hand to help. As soon as we can get aid into the Gaza Strip, as soon as we're able to get assistance to those who need it most, we actually are on the ground right now. We've delivered pre-positioned supplies. UNICEF and other UN agencies were aware that this was always a possibility that conflict may erupt, so we do have supplies on the ground there. I urge people to get in contact with aid groups and charity organizations that are working to support those.
All right, Damian Rance, we appreciate you joining us this morning. Thank you, sir.
Thank you for your time, sir.
All right, it is 7:36. Let's take a look at the